You are completely imaginary. Let's talk about it. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm not imaginary. What are you talking about? I'm real. I'm real. Just because something's imaginary doesn't mean it's not real. Everything is imaginary. Everything is real. The concept of real is something you're imagining, and that is a real thing. When I say everything is imaginary, what I'm really saying is everything is an idea. Everything is consciousness. When I say the word consciousness, you don't actually understand what I'm saying. Because when I say consciousness, you're thinking of like a mind. And when you think of a mind, you're thinking of like a brain. Have you ever realized your brain is imaginary? Is that not what you're talking about? You're crazy. I'm not imagining my brain. Okay, I want you to bring your brain to mind. I want you to think about your brain. Okay, and then I want you to think what a thought is. Are thoughts something you have to imagine? If you didn't imagine a thought, in other words, if you didn't have the idea mentally of a thought of the brain, a thought of your brain, okay? Think about this. Think about your brain. Imagine your brain, okay? Imagine your brain, and then imagine the fact that you just said, my brain is not something I'm imagining. Your brain has only ever been something you've imagined because you cannot ever have your brain as not something you're imagining. If you had your brain as something you weren't imagining, according to science, you'd be dead because it'd be like in your hand. But even if it was in your hand, you have to imagine this is my brain, ownership. Okay, you saying that this is my brain. You even saying my brain is something you're imagining. If you didn't imagine the thought, this is my brain, or I have ownership of this, you wouldn't. Okay? If I want you to imagine who you are to yourself right now. I want you to think about who you are. Whenever I say the word think, okay, realize you have to imagine something. That's what thinking is imagining it. Okay? I want you to think about yourself. Okay? If you did not think of yourself, aka imagine yourself to yourself, there would be no you. And what is, when you imagine yourself, I want you to imagine yourself in one perspective than another. Which one's true, right? If I imagine myself as a good person versus a bad person, both those are imaginary. You are imaginary. Case in point. Identity is imaginary.